Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is Peter Phelps with Phelps 3D, and I just bought this Labists Mini 3D printer, also known as the Easythreed X1. And this is like the cheapest 3D printer out there you can buy, period. I think it's like $100 normally. I got this used off of eBay for about $65. So we'll see what's going on, and whether or not this was a good idea. Okay, so I just got this by the USPS from the guy, and wow, yikes. It doesn't look like he even packed it back to the way it was supposed to be. It looks like he just threw everything in here and said, huh, I screwed with it. Wow. So I'm going to have definitely some assembly required here. More than you would probably normally, it looks like. You got the power supply. You got your USB cable, tools, and some parts. A little piece of sample PLA. This is the hot end all tore apart. Why are there two power supplies? That's interesting. Alright. A lot more parts look like they're disconnected than normally would have been. Oh, looks like he added the parts cooling fan. I was going to put one of those in there because they kept saying that's not part of it. Alright, so let's see. So this basically is supposed to only be two parts in the control panel. That's your X and Y. I mean Z and X. This set here is your Y. That's still connected to that. And then this is your control panel. I mean, it's really a simple. It's supposed to be made kind of for kids. You have a 100 by 100 by 100 build volume. This is, you have just a home. This is for taking the filament out, filament in, and you have a play. There should be a micro SD card slot. I'm not sure if there's anything in it. No. Maybe. No. And your power supply, USB cable attachment, and your little filament spool holder, which I'm not going to probably use because this is designed for something like a 250 milligram spool, something really dinky. Alright, and wow, I didn't expect it to be in a bunch of parts and not even set in there correctly. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. This thing's only supposed to do like 40 millimeters per second. It's supposed to be really good for like flexible filaments. We'll see how it works when I get it up. Hopefully I get it up and working. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so this is how it looks when it's assembled. It basically is like a plastic version of the Prinrbot Simple. I've gotten it all assembled, and like I said, that the real thing is almost worthless. I tried to put that onto it and it practically broke off, so that's why I tried it in the reverse position. It's supposed to be installed. There is a micro SD card that came in the little USB thumb drive thing. It has the manual. They have their own Easythreed as their own software for this, and so you can try that out. I ended up making a Cura profile for this printer, and it will only print the first G-code file, or the newest G-code file that's on the SD card. And they keep saying to leave it unplugged when you go to insert the card and take the card out, and you have to plug it in and unplug it to do the leveling on this. It turned out that I had a 5 volt and a 12 volt adapter in there. This requires the 12 volt, so I don't know what the 5 volt one is for. I may do some work on the cable management right now. This is just sort of all stuck wherever I could. There's only, actually this had a couple wires I had to connect. And of course I had to reassemble this for some reason. This has a 100 by 100 magnetic bed that will have to level before I can try to print anything. I'm just going to try to run a benchy off this if it will work. And I may spray this bed with a little hairspray just to help a print release later. And so I guess I'll plug it in and we'll go through the simple process for leveling. Okay. Let's see. Light came on. Yay. So that means it's got power. Kind of feels weird trying to shove that in there. It doesn't go in easy. So we're going to hit home. It should go down. And I guess that's it. It just goes up and down. You have to move it manually. So for the level one. So I'm going to unplug it. And you just basically move the bed and the head. And then that's too tight. So I'm going to go through this process and come back after I get a print started. Alright, back here. The bed's level, and one of my first upgrades is probably going to be adding some binder clips to the bed. Everybody online was saying that this magnetic bed doesn't hold very well, so I'm trying that first. And then we're going to go ahead and heat up and get the filament going in. I've raised the head up some so we should be able to see it come out. We're going to press the plus button. It's going to sit there and light up. Now I don't like how close the wires are to this right here. It's like the little plastic thing is going over it. But I'm going to bring the filament up and over, feed it into the extruder, and then we'll wait and see what happens. It says it takes almost a minute to heat up. Bring it on down here, maybe you can see the nozzle. Okay, it's starting to move it. I can feel it. Now these aren't like normal NEMA 17 motors. These are like itty bitty steppers. But I see plastic coming out. He must have been using the white. Mine's yellow. Now wait until it turns yellow. There we go. Then, well, it looks like it stopped on its own. I was going to push the button. Okay, So there we go. We got plastic at least. So that's a good sign. And now I have to unplug. I wish I'm gonna put a switch probably in the line, or actually inside the control box, because you have to turn it off again just to stick the SD card in. So I'm doing that. But at least I can hear fans going. That's a good thing too. Okay, and basically I just have the benchy, and it says it's going to take an hour and a half. I don't like that. It doesn't feel like it's all the way in. Okay, so it's going to take an hour and a half to do that. So hopefully, if everything's right, all I have to do is press that, and it starts blinking. It's probably going to have to heat up again. I might tilt this a bit, make it easier for the filament to come into this. This thing is so almost like a rinky-dink. I keep thinking Tinker Toy. Tinker Toys. It reminds me of when you put together little Tinker Toys. But one of the things they said was some of the belts may be loose. I checked mine, they seem okay, but I may have to tighten them up later. Luckily I have other 3D printers. I can redesign these if I need to for that. And I found a thing on Thingiverse for trying to tighten this one. It basically just puts tension on the belts. These belts are only 3mm wide, whereas the ones that come on most other printers are 6. I bought some 3mm wide ones, and I couldn't figure out how to use it because I couldn't find small enough gears. Okay, we're getting our first print going. It said it was going to take an hour and a half. I'm only printing at 40mm per second. It's a benchy, and it will be printing at 0.2mm layer height. And well, I don't think you want to sit here and watch it for an hour and a half, so I'm going to stop the video right now. Thank you. Alright, it's finished. And we got our little benchy. And I'm going to lift this thing up. Well, I think I have to unplug it before I can do that. Clips off. Check it out. Oh, it's got a bit of stringing. How's the bow look here? Kind of hard to see. Should I? But it does look like it did the bridging okay. You can actually see the details in the rings on the hole. A few layer shifts there, but not too bad. Not a whole lot of drooping, that's good. It's probably, if I tighten the belts up and try to tune in the retraction settings some, because that's what probably caused all the stringing. Can you read the... I'm not crazy about magnetic bed, but it'll have to do. The nice thing with the hairspray is it allows it to just pop right off the bed rather than stick to it too badly. For a really cheap printer, it's got a little bit of gap there. Might need a little more tuning on that. Not too bad, actually. Well, hope you liked the video. Thank you. Alright, so what I did is I tried to print out a calibration cube. I downloaded some profiles off of the internet, and I'm trying one of those. One of the things that a lot of people were saying is things are being turned around, that the X and the Y probably should have the drivers and the other things flipped. So I wanted to test it before I try to do that. Although the Z's not backwards, so I don't know. I may just leave it the way it is. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, it says up. You can read up. I might need to tweak the. I think I need to tweak the layer wall width. I bumped it down. I might want to bump it back up. I'm going to measure this and see how good it is. Let's see. Give me a sec. Turn on my caliper. X. It says 20. Y. 20.3, 20. This one's always fun because I usually have to measure it 2 or 3 spots before I go, oh, that's the value. 20.3. Okay. And then see what we get. Almost half a millimeter. Too short. 19.5. So I might have to adjust something there. For a really cheap printer, it's almost really close. Thank you.